guess about like, maybe some conversations or how to maybe approach certain things.
Uh, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the moment, I don't have any major questions. What I'm seeing is that I'm getting quite better at like adjusting to different leads. Like different people, different mindset, and kind of speaking their language and stuff like that. So it's getting better.
Okay. All right, cool, cool. So that's good. What about for you, Jet? Any major question? Looks like it's easier for you to get through those conversations now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think yeah, I'm now identifying like most of the leads are either just trying to start and then those who are just like has a business and they need help with it. So I know the distinction and from there it's more easier to like, know the path that you're gonna take when it comes to converting them to a call.
Awesome. Yeah, okay, so that's good. Yeah, it looks like you guys are both kind of like moving. So I know Morose, you kind of asked like, how is Jet able to get more conversational volume than what you are per day? Couple of reasons. I think that I'm gonna give you access to like the Instagram account while we're on the call today. So um what I've kind of found is that Instagram is easier to book calls on than the Facebook group is. Um, so the natural question would be, well, why are we not just using Instagram? Like, why are we also using Facebook? It's because in some cases, like we're starting to understand like what causes an Instagram account to get like disabled or to get like destroyed. So I think we're almost to the point where we can like fully rely on it. But in the event that like an Instagram account does go down, I don't want to just be kind of like left, just kind of like hanging. So that's why we're still like, putting emphasis towards the Facebook side. So let me see. So this is uh I'll let you know to start my own business, but don't know where to start or how. So Rose, the biggest change with Instagram is just going to be that you're gonna get a lot of people that are a little bit more bizoppy, where it's like, maybe they just started thinking about starting, but they haven't quite got started in their business. So the questions that you have to ask are more around like their personal life and like, what's really inspiring them to want to start a business. But the conversations are each message we send is very short, very direct to the point, and then just like gets it really easy. So, for example, thanks for following me, brother. I was wondering, do you own a bookkeeping or accounting business as well? No, I clicked on a bookkeeping ad once, and the algorithm put your IG in my timeline. I see. What was about the bookkeeping ad that attracted your attention? I'm great with numbers and I want to work from home full time. Makes sense. How long have I been wanting to work from home full time? I'm unemployed and somewhat bored, so just looking for a way to
Mm-hmm.
earn my income. Great. How long have you been
Mm-hmm.
unemployed? That's
I
crazy.
just want to get like yeah, man, just
Yeah. So one thing to note is like I'm kind of debating like this year about like the business like because it looks like we're getting a lot of people who are like kind of like either unemployed or you know what I mean, just like not really going. Make sure on the phone if you haven't like I would like mark them as booked. Jet.
yeah. I don't know why it's not showing on my phone. So that's
Okay.
I'm just flagging it. Yeah, just
Yeah,
like
it won't show up on your on the computer because the computer and like the phone like they're slightly different things. I found time for tomorrow. Thanks. We just have to send them the thank you page. Um,
yeah.
Here, so maybe just start. So
Oh,
Morose,
so his
yeah,
so his name is yeah, no, no, this is the lead because I didn't get his name, so that's what his name is. John
yeah,
Connors. Yeah.
yep. So that's good. Yeah, but Morose, so you're gonna be able to get a lot of people's like, well, I'm looking to start my business, but I don't know, on what or where to start. So the key thing with these guys is like really making sure we find like the motivation and pain in their personal life, not necessarily because they haven't tried anything in their business. So it's just a slightly different like lead, but you will get a lot more volume. On the profile that you're doing, I believe that you're getting on the profile that you're managing, or you're going to be managing Muros. I believe that you are receiving. Let me see. Goes 171 plus 228. How many days since you got started? 1 3. equals 22 minus 3, so 19. So equals leads divided by per day. You're getting about 21 leads per day, Muros, on this Instagram side. So these are like 21 additional leads. Pretty similar to Jet. I think Jet's getting like 30 new leads a day. So yeah, so that should give you some extra flow, and like that's a lot easier to like just hit like a larger number of followers really quickly. The one thing to note too, Muros, is that your Instagram account is going to be like targeting people from like Canada.
Right.
The reason why it's significant is because like there's a lot of people from India who are migrating to Canada. So like in some cases they might have just gotten to Canada from India and they might not have any savings. So that's the one thing. And then the Canadians in some cases can be a little bit more challenging to close. So that one is going to be a little bit more experimental, at least in the beginning, because they do need a little bit more follow-up than like, the American guys do. Does that kind of make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
We actually have encountered like that kind of leads as well, but it's more like Russian
Yeah, I
instead of
don't know
like
why we're getting
Indian.
so many Russian leads. That's weird to me.
Russian leads. Yeah, but they're like from US as well. Like they just migrated like Indian, so yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but so that's the main thing. Yeah, immigrants can be very interesting because like in some cases like they might do business differently than we do over there. Like in a lot of the Indian places, like they want to not like haggle, but they just ask like a million questions and they want to get a lot of like research and stuff, which is not a problem, but it's like it does make it harder to one call close them sometimes. So it just kind of depends. So what my vision is, and like what my vision would be, at least for, like the next like month or whatever, is to see if we can like have each of you guys book like 2 calls per day. Um, Notepad. Yeah, if we could each have like 2 calls booked per day, like that would be like pretty good per day. Each. So that should be 4 calls. 4 calls, times. You guys both work about 5 days a week, so that's 20 calls
Mm,
per week.
per week.
And then if we do, what is that, 8 calls a month?
Do you,
Okay.
do you have data like how like what's the show up rate on that and then like the closing rate?
Right. Yeah, so it's 80 times 0.98 booked to close. It's 80 times 0.0988. Should be about 7 clients easy from that. It's 0.0988 booked to close rate. Yeah, and that's not counting the counting the YouTube or our LinkedIn stuff.
Okay.
So
So it's this
that
just
right there
from
should
the
be good.
sellers. Yeah,
Huh?
just from sellers alone.
Well, that's just from YouTube. That's not kind of like the stuff that Hannah's doing.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna like have you guys do the majority of the stuff there. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. And that's like to start. So I think that like once you guys get the good hang of it, then I might like try and double the ad spend. It just kind of depends on what our thoughts are there. Because what we might do, we might have Jets do IG1 and FB bids page 2 with messenger leads or messenger. We'll call them messenger ads, and then we might have Moreau's do IG2 and FB. We still haven't cracked Messenger ads yet. There's a thing that we were doing where it's like I think the best leads we got from that were from like our Facebook group already. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is I'm either going to have like a retargeting list or a lookalike list, but I'm gonna run it to an ad that gets people to opt into like a VSL via like Messenger. So once we kind of figure that out, that should be able to go get us some more conversation. I'm thinking like if we can split it between the two platforms, it'll allow us to be able to like have the same ad spend across both and like have like, a really good a really good um follow-up sequence in place. So that's what I'm thinking. Because I know Morose, you were talking about like you were thinking about having multiple profiles. I'm kind of trying to see which one's gonna be easier, whether to do like the multiple profiles kind of approach or whether to just do like messenger ads. But it just really depends on a lot of different factors. So we'll have to kind of see from there.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Makes
Yeah. Cool. Um, objection handling. So it seems like you guys are both getting the hang of like objection handling. Is that kind of correct, or do you guys still kind of feel a little bit like you're still trying to learn that a little bit more?
I mean, there's always room for improvement, right?
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
always more to learn.
Okay. Let me see an example of a call.
I think we could check. Yeah, I think yeah, you're handling that one.
Yeah. So okay, and there's a difference between people who are broke and people who just are not really willing, right? Because there's willing
Yeah.
versus able. So we're looking for people that have money, but maybe I watched the video and checked out the link. Let's see. Did you see the other videos below page as well? So this is kind of a problem with like sending the book like the day of the call, right? Because it's just kind of like rushed. We want to give them like as much as possible. But at least he told us like he only saw the one video and then go through, right? That's the really important. So for this guy, Gene Martinez, he started, hey, no worries, curious, made you find my content. I saw a bookkeeping ad, then cold calling associated with that. I decided to hold. I'm an insurance broker looking for traction. Okay, this is good. Glad your initial steps, man. Anything specifically that got you considering this business? He goes, I'm a single divorced dad. I need my own schedule. Got the mindset now. I was a slave to the system. Anything you've done so far to get started? I don't know where to start. Okay. No problem. If that's something I can possibly help you, how can you help me? This is very strange because like this guy it would kind of appear that like he's looking for help, but I mean I can kind of see like that he's kind of broke. And, like in hindsight, you can see it's broke, but like moving forward, you probably couldn't. I never done bookkeeping, no problem with that. That's something you could learn. You had someone to help you when you came across clients they didn't know how to handle. Like, would you want to do it? That's a good actually objection handling line.
Yeah. I'm I'm trying to like gather if we dissect like these kinds of bundles, like those good lines, I tend to keep it on Slack and then just stack from there. So like if it comes up again, I something to get from it.
Okay. Let me see. So
Uh, yeah, go for
yeah.
it. Go for it.
So we
Yeah,
give them the
it's
link and then
just
we kind of follow up with them. He's just like, I'll schedule later. Can you check your email after scheduling it? Um, this line, I would do this after they've scheduled. I don't really know the point. Are you just trying to use like another touch point?
yeah, it's like a follow up, like a soft follow up.
Yeah, but okay, but you kind of use two right here, right? I would use one at a time, right? Because you can just reply to yourself. So it's like, I was on my desk for a little while, and so I'll schedule
Mm-hmm.
later. Okay, and then you come back, hey, can you check your email after you schedule it? Or I'd be like, hey, did the email that you used to, what was the email you used to like schedule it? Question mark. And then maybe an
Okay.
hour later, 2 hours later, then you reply to yourself, yeah, the calendar gets kind of buggy. But if you send them at the exact same time, it's like you're kind of
Oh yeah,
wasting.
yeah. I
That's
I
that's
didn't
all I'm saying.
realize that. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same message.
Okay. Honestly, I don't have any money to pay for your services, man. I don't even know what I'm getting myself into. Okay, so that's not bad. So I see, man, no problem. So this is my message. I figured that
Okay.
since you don't know where to start, I would offer to help you. If you don't figure out a way to invest in outside help, like how will you be able to build traction? He goes, exactly. I took out a loan to invest in insurance lead, now I regret it. Okay, so now we just say like, what does he mean by regret? Okay, when you say regret, is it because like now you're in debt? So it's like I'm saying like, is it cash flow or is it not because like the leads just aren't converting? And then I'm trying to see like what it is.
Mm.
So I'm trying to see like if we can like maybe get him to either take out another loan or what. But this one's pretty much like dead as far as like trying to book him for a call. He's like both. Okay, this guy really just sucks at business. So he just changed brokerages as well. So we'll see. Okay, let me see another one. I like Covington. Didn't you book a call?
Yeah. Already.
Okay, but it was the wrong email address. Yeah, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
When was that call booked for?
Today or
I don't know if that,
it was 23, yes, it's today.
'cause today's the 22 in
Yeah.
America, so
Oh yeah, that's because it's well, yeah, Tuesday,
yeah. So John Connors, it looks like
9 p.m.
Sheba. So schedule a follow-up call with Sheba. Looks like January 25th, 8:45 p.m. Eastern. Um, yeah, one thing I kind of find with like these Instagram leads is like they generally are like nervous on the first call, so you schedule like a follow-up call with them. So Evan Lewis, okay, that's gonna be today. Ella Covington, new appointment, January 23rd. Okay, so that's coming up soon. But the email was sent to the wrong person. So
Is the new link
it,
that you've like sent me, is it like for the closers only, or do you take some of those as well?
yeah, so those ones for closers right now. We'll kind of see whether I take some of those calls or you take some of those calls. I'm thinking like maybe like 50-50. It just kind of depends. Um,
Mm.
let me see as far as this, if it's okay to ask. Would you like to know more about it, bookkeeping and this?
Can we who's Kwan? Can we review that? Oh yeah, let's review that first, Jackie.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for following me. I was wondering if you want to book in business. I just got my business insurance started. What do I do now? Kind of state of mind. I think where you're starting to notice, like the people where it's like, what do I do now? I don't know where to start. These seem like people, like it's broke, but the reason why it's broke is because it just feels like they're just so overwhelmed with their life.
Like
Right?
a
It's
broke
just like
mindset kind of
I don't
thing.
know where to start. It's like, well, what do you mean you don't know where to start? It's like there's millions of videos online, so it's either that like it could be the ad is just kind of bringing people that are like more disposed to like this type of personality type. Um, that could be one aspect. Um, so we'll kind of go and like look at that and just kind of see. But yeah, this person ended up being like kind of too. Thanks for being honest. Since no one feel that way. Have you tried anything so far to get your own clients? If it's okay to ask, sorry, I was just busy yesterday. Honestly, I'm not really sure where all to look. I was actually hired for the books for a local company, but as soon as I got the books, I got scared that I wasn't able to do what I needed, so I had to cancel the contract. Okay, this has to me suggests she's just not really serious about business, or she's kind of like dealing with a lot of like confidence challenges. So we're kind of
Okay,
okay, so that's
narcissist.
good. Yeah, that's good. It's like besides that, is anything else been kind of like holding it back? My kids and my husband are not the biggest of helps around the house, and my corporate job is very demanding. I want out of my corporate job, and I'm hoping to be able to scale the bookkeeping business. So I would really have to unpack this, a lot.
Yeah, in what way?
Just process system works and work. Last message, yeah, I think I sent this message or something, or you sent this. I don't know.
N-
Either one of
I
us
sent
did.
this the one, but yeah, I erased it from the previous message you sent me.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I can implement.
Just like multiple things, right? Like it could be confidence and she doesn't have time, or it could be both BS,
You said both what?
like BS. It could be like excuse, or I don't know,
Ah, I don't know. I don't know if I would consider an
or
it's
mindset
more of
thing.
like motivation and pain. You know, it's kind of like a dog
Mm-hmm.
with like a thorn inside. Like unless it's hurting enough, like they're not gonna do anything about it. That's at this point of the conversation, like minimum of 10 to 20. It's like I would say that's a lot of time. I guess yeah. This one is a very kind of extreme case because I mean like saying I can't find large enough chunks of time, and she said 10 to 20 hours. That's a part-time job for most people.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess if that's doable for you to scale your business and you learn how to do what's needed for every client, like would you want to get started? Well, if it costs, okay. Um, I know what you're trying to say here. I know what you're trying to say here,
Yeah.
but it seems like you went to selling the program too fast versus getting started with your business.
Hmm.
I can see how she could misinterpret that because yeah, but I mean it's not a bad thing. She goes, well, if it costs anything, I currently can't afford anything. We're living paycheck to paycheck as it is. I see. That's so I kind of like went to the next thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of tough when you're paycheck to paycheck. One thing I've learned is that if you don't find a way to become resourceful to invest in your business, you're gonna keep kind of staying in that limbo to get a client, lose a client. Find some time here and there, but never really have substantial enough income to replace your 9 to 5. You just aren't invested enough. You don't have enough skin in the game to force you to stick it out when you get fearful. Have you thought about using funding or credit to invest in your business so you can grow to where you can leave your job? Probably what I should do here is I should get an understanding of its like, so are you saying like cash flow wise you can't really invest in anything, or is it just more saying like you maybe have a little bit of disposable income, but you're just not really, looking to invest it in anything yet. So I'd probably be able to see like those two. If it's like this one, it looks like it's more of like it's more they have a lot of debt. So it could be a cash flow thing. And some people would argue like if someone has a lot of debt, they might as well go into like more debt. It just kind of depends. This one could be a cash flow problem. Um, because she's saying I'm constantly checking for sales on things we buy and trying to cut costs where I can, but we just had a lot of things happen. So small expenses that built up, home repair, winter tires.
Cash flow.
Yeah. So she's more of a fear object, like a money fear objection. So that's not bad. I would not book her on a call until she kind of overcome some of that. So that might be like a long-term fault for that prospect, but that's not
Yeah.
bad.
Send
Um,
her huge. What about
yeah,
leads that like they have a like mentor or something and
new mentor.
yeah, like they have
Yeah,
a
I
previous
probably know what
mentor.
you're talking about. Like the ones where it's like they're already inside of a course.
Yeah.
So th those are two different things. Like it depends. Like, do they just buy the course? I've seen a couple conversations in your messenger where it's like, I just bought a course last week. Like that's a little bit of a different thing than like I've been working with a mentor for a while, right? Because I mean, like
Yeah.
the thought process that you'd go through for someone that they just bought a course. Actually, let me see if I can pull up my sales script.
S-
Give me one second, guys. I'm pulling up my sales script. See if I can show you where our thought map leads to on these calls.
Yeah. If you could share that with us, I think if there are some questions there that we could use on the conversation. So
Yeah. Well, kind of. It's not. It's more of a idea path. It's not necessarily like what
yeah,
to say.
yeah, exactly. Like just
It's like
something like a guide.
yeah, because I mean the biggest thing with you, Jed, is I mean you have to kind of um start learning how to like think for at Monroe's. Generally, if you're gonna be closing somebody, right, who already has something, so it's like, what solutions have they already tried before, if anything, like how did it go? So number one, I mean, the person's, yeah, I'm just taking a course with like Booming Bookkeeper or Bookkeeper Trading School. Awesome. Like how is that going so far? They'd be like, oh, well, it's not really like, working that well or blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, how long have you been doing it?
Yeah, time.
Okay. After that, it's like, well, what do you think is causing it not to work for you? I don't know if you noticed Jet, there seems like a pattern that we kind of take people through.
Yeah, it's like yeah,
What
kind
they
of
doing?
NAPQ style.
What? Why isn't slash
It's,
hasn't
it's
it
like a
worked
situation question.
they for okay, so here's the next thing. If they sound like they are over it, Or are they looking for something different? Or do we have to help them heal from being threatened? Does that kind of make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so just in bookkeeper training school. Okay, so you don't have to ask this, only ask this.
Yes,
Okay.
if they
Uh,
said it.
but it seems like you're getting a lot of people who are like saying, "Oh, I did Bill's course, or I did this course." Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
man, like that's a good course. How long you been doing it for? Oh, 6 months, 2 years. I tried it 3 years ago, or I just started a week ago. Okay, why isn't there, why hasn't it worked for you so far? Or
Because it's a
uh,
different story if they just started, right? Like just a week is a different from like doing it 6 months already.
hmm yeah, so it's like, maybe another thing you can do is like, how is it going so far? Right? And they'll tell you like good or bad. Like in some cases, it might feel like, oh, like I feel like I'm doing really well,
Yeah.
right? And that's gonna be interesting because then you have to like we have to do another thing, like we have to stop them and like kind of challenge them and be like, oh, what have the results been like so far? Um,
Yeah, it's like two truths question. Like
yeah, if happy with the results, they will
seems
get
everything is going fairly well. Is there anything you'd like to possibly change if you could? Or yeah.
or
Also, is it a
here's
good
an
question
interesting,
to ask?
yeah.
Like if let's say they have a business, right? Like yes, I've been in the business for let's say X amount of years. Is that a good question to ask as well? Like, are they like growing the business on the rate on which they want? Like, wait, I have a draft on that. Like,
You're talking about for that guy where it's like he's in business for like 4 years and she says something like municipalities.
yeah, like, is it okay like to ask like if they like the speed of which their business has been growing in the last like X amount of time? A good
Okay,
question
so
to ask.
keep in mind, not every person is closable at this very second. Okay, like they can be closable in the span of time, but at this very second, like they might not feel like there's a problem, right? So two ways we can go about it. Um, One, you can make them problem aware
Problem awareness.
with your objection handling,
Hmm.
or two, you can circle back. Actually, there's three ways you can go about it. Circle back and let the retargeting ads um, change their mind. Three, you can send them videos to prove your points, and then keep messaging them if they soften up. Does that kind of make sense? I mean, you have options. Historically, for me, I just kind of like circle back and let like the retargeting handle it. If you feel that it's like if you feel that maybe you could go, there's no harm in like trying to push someone forward now. And you can like maybe attempt to like objection handle them based on like the problem. And again, objection handling is not whether or not they're going to buy the program. It's are they willing to do what's necessary to change their position in life. Okay. It just so happens that the logical conclusion is that this is the best thing for them to do to move to where they're trying to go. If that kind of makes sense. So in that case, it's like if they don't see there's a problem, well then we have to kind of find a problem. Okay. So ways to find a problem. Um, you can do two truths,
Yeah, two truths.
basically. Nice. What is your favorite part about X? And then it's like, okay, nice. What would you change if you, okay, this gets them up. This pulls out a problem. Um, you could ask straight up. Uh, sounds like you guys are doing really well.
Hmm.
Did you get a huge influx during the busy? Basically, some event you can say that happened last 2 to 4 months, right? So this one, I used to like this one a lot. When I was setting a lot of calls, like, hey, man, it sounds like it's going really well. I mean, did you get a really huge blast of monthly clients during like the tax season or during the busy season or during the end of year cleanup rush or whatever? Like, I would just make up random days, and I just like know like most people do not get giant they don't get giant blast of clients. Like most people don't. It's usually like very gradual. So most people are going to say no. And then from there, now problems kind of emerge. Just like, oh, why do you feel that maybe you didn't get any clients? Or what do you mean? What did you do for marketing? Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna convert this into a Google document. I'll put inside the setter training. Okay, cool. So that kind of answer your question, Jet?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, don't feel bad if you can't, get one of them like change their mind or like just
Jump in
move.
there.
Like, just kind of do the best you can. And like you understand like this is a very long game we're kind of playing. It's like when I say like long, like some of these guys like they'll sign up with us a year from now or 2 years from now.
Mm,
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the bigger the guys are, like, the more they like to kind of like sit and watch you and kind of like make sure that like that you're legitimate. So I mean some of these guys like if they just followed us like a day ago,
yeah.
in a lot of cases it might be a little challenging to kind of close them that fast. Um,
They
yeah,
just
and
need
that's
to
why I'm like
expose and yeah,
Yeah,
more
that's why I'm like you
content.
can't get too attached to like one convo. Just like you just got to use the fact that you have 1,000 people who have followed you to your advantage.
Mm, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, that's where we're gonna get like really really high like return on ad spends because it's just like there's certain months where people who there's certain months where people who said no to us in the past just like come back around magically. So it's like, it's not necessarily something you have to like force. It's just we just have to like be there and just like try and move them as far forward as we can each time. And that's it. That's all we need to do. Um,
Yeah,
cool. Um, to answer your question as well?
Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah, it helps.
All right, cool, cool. Um, so that's good then. Um, yeah, that's the other thing I was gonna do. I was gonna see for Morose, were you able to were you able to get the VPN I sent you inside of Slack? It might have dropped off a second ago because internet connection wasn't great.
Yeah, he wasn't able to turn on his camera for some reason.
When you are able to view, oh yes, I suppose. Yeah,
Well, he
that
wasn't
should be
logged
good
in
then.
on his phone yet.
Oh, yeah. No, so I gave him some stuff. Say, hey, use a VPN. This is a different account than one you have. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
I think
all right, cool.
there's 3 accounts right now on Instagram.
Two Instagram accounts right now.
Okay.
Instagram account. He's using a Facebook account. Yeah, so what I'm thinking, so with these closers, we're looking for about like anywhere between 10 to 20 calls sent to the closers so we can get a little bit more feedback from them and see like what's going on. And then once we have that set, I think we're gonna like probably split the volume like 50% me, 50% them from your leads. So we'll just kind of like see how that goes there. Um, but yeah.
Yeah.
Hey
Just
Murs,
wait.
I just sent you inside of Slack some stuff. I know your notification are paused on Slack, so I sent you this VPN. I also sent you yeah, so when you log into the Express VPN, like go to the Chicago portal, and then also here are the login credentials to log into the actual like Instagram account. I would do it on your phone because it's just a little bit more convenient on your phone to start off. As we get more and more people, and like you might need to use your computer, we can definitely shift to there.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, makes sense. I'll do that.
Awesome. Yeah, and on the Instagram account, remember Instagram limits. So IG, you can message like we were doing. What were we doing? We were doing. You can message like 80 to like 120 people per
New,
day.
this new people
But they all
or
are following you.
okay.
Yeah. So it's like imagine someone already sent the friend request. So that's the difference with Instagram. That's why we can get like so much more volume. If you're just sending cold DMs, it's a little bit different. It's like lower like Facebook is, but since they're already following us, it's just so easy.
I see. Yeah, because
Yeah,
yeah, I was kind of careful with that. Like for the past, I mean, I could ramp it up, but it's like, just trying to, just to make it safe.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of depends. I mean, I think the things we were getting like flag for. So what it looks like on Instagram is that a lot of posts. So okay, so when you boost a post through Facebook, the Facebook Ads Manager, then it immediately gets denied if something doesn't go to according to the terms of service. When you boost something to Instagram, it looks like there's like it's automatically approved to a certain degree, but then it does like a robot check like 2 to 3 months or after it's reached a certain volume, and then it basically shuts down the ad saying, hey, this is like a violation of XYZ code. So if you keep that post up there, then it's like it keeps checking and keeps like putting stuff against your account. What it looks like is the same stuff that would be considered like a violation of the code is not scrutinized as much if it's not boosted. So if we just have like them just being posted to the account like regular, even if they're like not in accordance with Instagram's policy, they don't really care because it's not getting that many views. So that's like the one thing on like the Instagram like things. I think another thing is like as long as we're not having like logins from like 5 or 6 different locations at one time. Like for example, if you guys, make sure you just have your VPNs turned on when you're using the accounts. Like you don't want to go from like I'm logged in Ann Arbor, someone's logged in Chicago, we have a VA that's logged in like in the Philippines, we have another person in Pakistan. That's like 4 different places. I think that's where like Instagram kind of gets confused. Um, so as long as we don't
Yeah,
have that, then we should be good.
Yeah. Just
yeah.
turn on the kill switch on the VPN to avoid that.
Yeah. So we'll kind of see how things go there. But yeah, once I think we're pretty much set to go. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just keep trying to like diversify. So even though like we're getting like good things going now, and like you guys are like ramping up, I'm trying to try and like find at least like one more time with each person. You guys can go. So like ideally, it's like we have like 4 different ways we can advertise to go and get clients. Like right now we have two and a half. We have the Facebook group, we have the Instagram one, we have Instagram two. We kind of had Messenger, but those were like really needing some time to like really adjust and like get better. So I think that if I can figure out the Messenger ads in like the next like month or so, we really get some like high quality clients or high quality like leads from them, we should be like really good to go there. So I don't know, we'll
Yeah.
kind of see. I think that's kind of what I'm thinking now as far as that. And then we're just gonna like coast it there. But yeah. And then
Sounds
the main thing, yeah.
no, nothing. I just said sounds good.
Okay. The main thing that we're kind of like waiting on is like for the closers to like really like ramp up and like really hit their stride. And I think that's where we can just send a lot of volume to them. I think since we are sending like Instagram leads do take a slight kind of they take like some slight getting used to because they are very different than like how a Facebook lead would feel when you're on the call. So I'm just like, as soon as we can get them, I think like we're gonna shoot like another like 10, 20 calls in like rapid succession to them. And then based on that, they should get like a really good feel on the Instagram side. Once we have that feel down, we're just gonna keep just throwing calls at them. So I'm gonna keep like increasing my ad spend, based on like how many calls I think they can take. And then based on that, we just keep moving. So we'll kind of see. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, any other questions about, getting clients or anything like that?
Hmm.
Uh, at the moment, I'm good.
Very cool.
Nothing
Awesome.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just Miro, just keep you posted on like how that goes with logging to the accounts. Like you have what, it's 399 people. Means you have probably about there was 96 people that were like India, right? That we're not gonna prospect them. But out of that, you should have like anywhere between like 300, like 400 people that you should be able to like message. So let's go and like look at some of those and see if we can go. We'll think at about 150, like 200 people, followers it takes to get the clients. There should be like 1 or 2 clients kind of sitting inside of that pool right now. So
Yeah,
we should definitely go and like hunt them down.
yeah, yeah, most definitely.
Cool, cool. Um, yeah, so today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be testing some new follower ads for Instagram, see if we can like get those. And yeah, then we're just going to like blast off and then get some things moving.